What do you want? Why do you want it? These are the two things that will get you everything you want in your life. I just watched a video from P. Diddy and he was like, whatever I want, I get. And that is so important to understand, because whatever we want in our life, it usually comes down to those two things. What do we want? Why do we want it? Everything you have in your life, you were clear on those two things. Why are you living in the house that you're living in? Or why are you living in the country you're living in? Because you knew what you wanted and why you wanted it, right? Why am I in northern Thailand right now? Because I knew what I wanted. I wanted to go to Thailand, and I knew why I wanted it. I wanted to get out of the Bali bubble and be by myself, literally in the middle of nowhere, making a video for YouTube. This is part of the thing that fills my energy up, like it fills my cup, right? Like, I love being out here. It's beautiful. Like, I'm a nature's boy. Nature is part of us. It replenishes us. Back to my point though. I'm reminded of the fact that all the things I want in my life that I don't have, it's because I'm not clear on why I want it. Like, I say, for example, I want to do the splits, right? I want to do the front splits, right? But I can't do the front splits yet. So even though I'm working on it, it's like I sometimes do it, I sometimes don't, right? The exercises. And it's because the why is not strong enough. Because if the why was strong enough, I would be doing the work. And it's the same thing with all my clients. Like, if the why is strong enough, then they get the results. So it's like, where's the drive to do that thing? Because whatever we want, we get if we're very clear on the why. Okay, so for example, when I passed my driving test, that was very important to me because I wanted to learn I wanted to drive. And the reason why it was important to me was because if I didn't drive, then I'd have to spend lots of money on buses, and then I wouldn't be able to have autonomy over my life. So that was why it was so important to me to learn how to drive. So I learned how to drive and I passed my test the first time. Okay, so that's an example of what and why being applied to my life. Okay, for example, why did I choose to move to Thailand when I was 21 years old, when I met my mentor in London? It's because I knew what I wanted, right? I wanted to live a life full of freedom, and I wanted to work on the internet. And he was making lots of money on the internet at the time, still is. And so I knew that this was part of my journey, right? So that was why I did it, because I was clear on what I wanted and why I wanted it. So for you, when it comes to your health, what are you wanting? You want to build more muscle. You want to pack on 10 pounds of muscle, let's say. You want to get a flat stomach. You want to stop binge eating, stop overeating. You want to heal your relationship with food. You want to, be able to go to the beach and take your shirt off and be proud of the way you look. You want to look at yourself in the mirror and actually like what you see in the mirror. Whatever it is for you, that's what you want, okay? We're clear on that. But why do you want those things? Okay, and it's that you need to get clear on. Like, most people, for example, this is something that people get pissed off about, but it's true. It's like, this guy hit me up on Instagram and he's like, hey man, I want to get a six pack. And he showed me a picture of this guy that he wants to look like, right? I was like, okay, that's great. That's what you want. Why do you want that though? His answer was very lame. It was like, oh, it just looks good. And there's no coincidence why he doesn't have a six pack, because he's not clear on his reason why. Like, he just thinks that it's just going to happen. Like, he thinks that's enough. That reason of, oh, it just looks good. He thinks that's enough to help him get a six pack. And clearly it's not, right? You need more reasons than that. You need to have a better, bigger reason to get into the best shape of your life. And that's why he doesn't have the result. Like, he doesn't even know that. He's not even aware of that. Like, he needs to have a more compelling reason that's going to cause him to generate more hunger and more motivation to do that thing that he's not doing right now, because probably he has a belief which maybe he thinks is hard to do, or maybe he hasn't got the right coach. Well, he does, because he messaged me, but he still thinks that it's, yeah, just teach me how to do it. I can do that, but is he going to do the work? See, that's the thing. Are you going to show up? Like, that's why when I coach people, it's all about what you believe. Because, one of the biggest hurdles with getting in the best shape of your life and, increasing your testosterone naturally and having more muscle, more energy, more sex drive is actually doing the work. Like, yeah, you want that thing and I can show you how to do it, but you doing the work, that's where a lot of people fall off, is they just don't do it because of all the inner conflict, because they're not clear on their why. When you're super clear on your why, you'll do the work. It's like, there's a movie called The Next 3 Days, right? And it's one of my favorite movies, actually. And in that movie, Russell Crowe is playing this husband of this wife, right? And his wife gets falsely accused of a murder that she didn't commit, and she gets imprisoned. So she's got sent to prison. And so now he's at home with his daughter, and his wife's just been sentenced to 20 years in prison or something. Now he's got a choice to make. Does he just accept it, or does he keep fighting? He chose the latter. He's an ordinary guy. I think he was a teacher in the movie. And he decided to break his own wife out of prison. So he became a completely different person to do that. Like, he's just an average guy, didn't know shit about any of that stuff. That's a whole new world, right? And he sought out the mentors. Like Liam Neeson in the movie is actually one of his mentors. He broke out of prison and he helped him. And yeah, he became a completely different person. So why am I sharing that? Well, it's because he had a strong reason why, right? His reason removed all the obstacles. Like, there was no obstacles now because his wife is in prison for something she didn't do. And so therefore, he has no choice but to break her out of prison. And nothing's going to stop him because it was so important to him. So you see what I'm saying? This is why we don't have what we want, because we're just not clear on why we want it. It doesn't emotionally move us. That's the key, is the emotions have to be strong enough to move you to action. And if they're not, you'd be like,
oh yeah, I kind of want a six-pack, but yeah, I don't really want it.
I kind of want to have a fat stomach. I kind of want a bigger booty.
You know, whatever it is for you, if you're male, female, doesn't matter. Like, whatever it is in your life that you want. Like for me, with the splits, like, yeah, it'd be nice to do the splits, but yeah, do I really want it? Yeah. You know, and that's why I don't have the splits. Like, it's not a must for me, it's a should. It's like, oh yeah, I could want it. I should do the splits. I should do that. But it's not a must. It's not like I'm going to fucking do it. In the movie, it was not even a question of should for him. It was like, I must break my wife out of this prison, right? And that's what he did. And so for you, think about that in your own life. Like, what is that compelling reason that is going to move you to action? For me, I got to get clear on that with my flexibility goals. It's like, what is that compelling reason? Like, I talk about how I don't want to be a cripple, and I want to be able to move well into my old age, right? And I haven't really connected deeply with that, even though that's why I exercise and that's what's causing me to stay in amazing shape. It's like, there's a deeper level to that for me. It's how I move, right? It's not just about looking great. Like, for most people, that's the first step, right? Is they want to get a six-pack. They want to look good, right? That's the first step. And then the second step, once you're at where I'm at, is, all right, I want to improve how I move, right? So for me, one of my issues is my posture's a bit messed up sometimes. So improving that as well. And that's actually one of my first things I got to do. Like, if I stand too long, then my back starts hurting. And that's just something that's one of my issues, right? And so that's a reason for me to start training it, to start training the splits, opening up my hip flexors, relieving the pressure on my back, stuff like that. And that's where I'm at in my personal journey. So I've got to get clear on really, like, the emotional reasons. Like, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough, right? So the why, when I think about it, it has to really move my emotional state. And that's how I know that I've got something that's really deep and meaningful to me. Like, for me, not having a job is really important. So that's why I don't have a job, right? I mean, of course I work for myself, but that's the only trade-off I would make, is working for myself. I don't want to work for anyone else, right? So I'd rather not have much money, but work for myself, than have a lot of money and work for someone else, right? And that's just me. That's just my value of autonomy and freedom and peace. That is worth more to me than, you know, being a slave to someone else. That's just my personal views, right? That's why I'm here in Thailand and no one can tell me shit. I'm out here doing my thing. Like, I love this. This is what I wanted. This is why I have it, because I wanted this. Does that make sense? And so for you, think about what you really want, not just what you think you might want that looks cool or you know, is cool because you could show off. It's like, why the fuck do you want that thing? Like, why do you want that? Really get clear on that. Think about it. Like, I'm going to go after this video and think really deeply about, why do I want to do the splits? Do I actually want to do the splits? What will that help me with in my life? How is that going to help me? Like, if the splits is going to help me stand up for longer without back pain, yeah, I'm going to fucking do it, right? Because it's worth it to me. But if the splits are just going to look cool, yeah, you know? So getting clear on the benefits of what you want is going to help as well. Like, for example, the benefits of me doing the middle splits, that will help me in my sports, right? But is that really important to me? Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got to get clearer on that for myself. But But for you, you have to get clearer on your reasons, and you're going to help. It's going to help you with everything in your life. You know, you're going to have what you say you want. Whatever I want, I get. That's it. All right. Hope you found this video helpful. My name is Aaron. If you want more help with implementing any of this, go ahead and click the link below this video. So I've got 2 offerings for you. I've got my program, which you can go through at your own pace. It's called Alpha Shredding. You can go and click the link below this video, and it details the 4 pillars to getting in the best shape of your life and having permanent weight loss and maintaining your ideal body weight and looking good. And when I say looking good, I mean putting on that muscle. Look at my boobies. I got breasts, right? Because I'm training in an effective way that helps me build muscle, burn fat, and stay lean for the rest of my life. So if you want that, go ahead and click that link below and get access to the program. And if you want more help, then we have a group coaching program where we go deeper with you on the mindset side of things and, you know, all the kind of stuff I'm talking about in these videos on my YouTube channel. So if you want that, you can go ahead and click and watch the webinar and have more information about how we're helping you. And then if you want, you can go and book a free call with us, and then we'll talk about, see if you're a good fit for the program, basically. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.